So thank you everyone for joining me today on your Ascend Your Path. Again, my name is Diane Cunningham, and I'm excited to be your host. And this is a blessing. Today, our first speaker, her name is Johnnie Kemp. To tell you a little bit about Johnnie. Johnnie is a visionary pharmacist. She's an author, speaker, who empowers others to leverage their mind-body connection for personal transformation and holistic wellness. She is a certified neuro change solution consultant trained by the renowned Joe Dispenza. Our topic today is Breakthrough to Your Genius Zone. Johnnie, welcome to our virtual stage.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. You can hear me okay? Volume's all right? Okay. All right. So first of all, thank you, Diane, for putting all this together. I mean, I know how much work goes into arranging a summit like this, but most of all, I want to thank you for listening to those whispers and taking action on them. I mean, how great is that you transformed that whisper, that vision into reality. So if you guys want to drop some hearts into the chat for Diane, I think that would be amazing. Olga next. So thank you all for being here and for showing up and being ready to explore the road less traveled. Thank you in advance for being willing to explore the unknown, because that is where you'll find your genius zone. All right, so I have to advance my slides here. Okay, so for now, just know that your genius zone is where you connect to your true potential. It's where you align with your purpose and your passion, and where all possibilities exist. Next. So what is our comfort zone? And there's three things we're going to be talking about today: our comfort zone, our genius zone, and how to get there. So we're going to talk about the comfort zone, what it is and isn't, why we like it, and why we absolutely must break out of it. We're going to talk about the genius zone, what it is, where it is, and what's waiting there for us. And I'm going to give you the roadmap. Now, I can tell you as a pharmacist, there is no magic pill that you can take to get there. Not even a magic mushroom. But there is magic, and it's already inside of you. Next. So a little about me. I have had a successful career in healthcare, including my current position as a specialty pharmacist for a large infusion system. I have owned and operated small assisted living facilities. I've been a consultant for a Fortune 5 company. And I was even given the top award when I was named Clinical Consultant of the Year. And there's a reason I tell you that much information. And eventually I did discover Dr. Joe Dispenza and was able to train with him and become certified as one of his neuro change solutions consultants. And I do teach a workshop called Change Your Mind, Create New Results. Next slide. Olga, so I think we're on the right slides. I can't really see the screen. Do you see the one with, okay, are we on the slide where you see the diplomas? Yes?
We are
one more slide. One more slide.
One more?
Mm-hmm. Yep, right there. Okay, thank you. Okay. And so, yet, even with the accomplishments and the accolades, there was still a voice in my head that said, no, you're not really good enough. There's a lot of people that are smarter than you. Maybe you got lucky, but you're not really worthy. And maybe some of you can relate to that, right? Do you have that inner voice, that inner critic that puts you down, that judges you, and that sometimes says some really unkind things? Right? I see a lot of heads nodding. If you want to drop into the chat what some of those voices say to you, you're welcome if you feel like it. But just know that, I mean, would you talk to your best friend that way? Would you say those kind of things to your best friend? I don't think so, because I don't think you'd be best friends for very long. So why do we have that voice in our head saying those things to us? And why do we listen to it? Next. So it's important to understand the basics of why, right? Because what is our comfort zone? Well, the official definition is this a psychological state. It's actually a state of mind where we feel familiar and that there's a sense of security. And I'm sure everyone has heard the phrase, step out of your comfort zone, right? But why does it even exist? So next slide. Well, the truth is, your comfort zone is not just a state of mind. You might want to write this down because you've probably never heard it explained quite this way. But your comfort zone is actually a manifestation of your primal survival instinct to protect us from perceived threats and dangers in the outer world. Right? And this makes sense because our ancestors had to be constantly on alert and vigilant for predators. They lived in a very dangerous world. And so our brains evolved to prioritize safety. And there was a flight or fight response that came along with it. And so it was safer to stay in the cave. It was a lot more secure not to venture too far from your comfort zone. Next. And today those stressors have changed. We're not pursued by predators, but we have finances and second mortgages and divorces and family issues and the stock market and politics and coworkers and all these triggers that put us in that stress response. And boy, do those inner voices speak up. But they're saying the same things. No, just play small. Don't go out there. Don't take a risk. And these voices keep us playing smaller than we have to. Smaller than what we're capable of. It keeps us flying under the radar and hunkered into the cave. Next. So the next concept to understand is that we have to go from living in survival in that comfort zone, which is living in survival, to living in creation. And there's a lot of concepts. We're just briefly going to touch on these. But foundational to that is you have to be greater than your environment. So don't let your outer world control your inner world. You have to be greater than your body. No more, I'm just too tired, I don't have the energy. And you have to be greater than time. So many of us are controlled by what's on our wrist, right? And we have to be greater than time. We have to rewire our brain with new thoughts, which lead to new choices, which lead to new actions, which create new experiences. And the end product of an experience is an emotion. And those feelings and emotions then go around in a circle, right back to the new thoughts. And key to this is we have to let go. Let go of that inner critic, those limiting beliefs, and let go of living in the past. You have to open your heart, and you have to tune in to the frequency of love and gratitude. And when you do those things, it is possible. You can break through to your genius zone because that is the place where all possibilities exist. Next. Now, I know that all of us have felt broken at times. In my case, I went through a divorce that had enough drama and trauma. I mean, it could have been a Netflix series. But I was determined not to be a victim, to be a survivor. Yay, go me. But now I'm grateful for those things that I went through because a new path revealed itself. And after discovering Dr. Joe Dispenza, I realized that being a survivor, that just wasn't good enough. I needed to be the creator of my life, the architect, to design it. And training with Dr. Joe honestly was a dream that I manifested that I didn't even know was a possibility just a few months prior to that. And so it transformed not only my life, but it's enabled me to empower others to transform theirs. And so I found my purpose. And all of us have felt broken. And maybe you've had experiences in your childhood that left invisible scars, wounds that aren't visible to the outside world. People can't see them, much less understand them. Yet we know that some of these challenges that we've overcome and obstacles we face have made us stronger. And the bridge between broken and brilliant is purpose. So you got to live your life on purpose and live your life with purpose and passion. And that bridge is built on love. And when you tap into your genius zone, you will find your purpose, or your purpose will find you. Okay, next slide. So we review this briefly. It all starts with your thoughts. And we define personality as how you think, how you act, and how you feel. So if you're listening to this today, your current personality has created your personal reality, your life. So if you want your life to change, your personal reality to change, then you have to change. But most people, when they want to make a change in their life, they try to do it as the same old personality, and it doesn't work. You literally have to become someone new. You have to find that higher self, and it all starts with our thoughts. Okay, next slide. So what is a habit? A habit is a redundant, often unconscious and automatic pattern of thoughts, behaviors, and feelings that are acquired through repetition. It's when the body has done something so many times, it knows better than the conscious mind, right? How do you open a doorknob? You just put what's your passcode? Your fingers just automatically do it. How do you ride a bike? I don't know, but my body knows. And so it's important to realize that we go through the majority of our day in a subconscious program. So next slide. So if you remember one thing today, I want you to remember that what you hold on to holds on to you. And if you live in that past, your past with the drama and the trauma, and you're retelling the old stories, you're feeling those emotions come up, you're feeling the emotions of pain and blame and shame, then you're going to stay stuck. And it's going to hold on to you just as tightly as you're holding on to it. But what if you left it behind? What if you put it down? What if instead you held on to joy, to happiness, to abundance? What if you felt worthy and free? How would that make you feel? You would feel whole. You would feel love. And so tune into the frequency of love because you are part of the divine. You're part of divine love. Next slide. So start by rewiring your brain. Prune away those neural networks that are so ingrained and let go of the past, let go of the limiting beliefs. Prune those networks away and start building new neural networks that are based on love and frequency and being your higher self. And open up your hearts and let love flow to you and through you, because you are part of divine love. So you have got to be loving to yourself. Tune that radio station into the frequency of love and be willing to receive it. Because the universe, God, source, whatever you want to call it, it doesn't give us what we want. It gives us who we are. So what you want in your life, become that. It's believing, behaving, becoming. Next slide. Okay, so where is the genius zone? Well, it's not in your familiar past. And if you took your yesterday and you do the same old things and you do them again today, you're likely going to do them tomorrow. So it's not in your predictable future either. It's in the generous present moment. And that's where all possibilities exist. And one of the ways we do that is we use meditation as a tool. It's a tool to open that door and to lift the veil. And you have got to break through the boundaries of what you thought was possible. Get out of your head and get into your heart. Next slide. And so we use meditation to open that door. We're going to drop into a meditative state. Or if mindfulness is your thing, start there. But you're going to slow the breath. You're going to turn off the analytical mind and go from beta brain waves down into alpha brain waves, because that's your more creative state. And you are going to connect to quantum divine love, again, where all possibilities exist. Next slide. So this just shows our brain waves. You can see at the top there, those are beta brain waves. Everybody's probably kind of in a lower to mid-range beta right now. We're listening, we're paying attention, but it's not like there's a fire alarm going off or someone's texting you that that's an emergency, because that sends you into high beta. So with the slowing breath and clearing our mind, and especially shutting down those inner voices, just become the observer. Then we can move into alpha brainwaves. There's actually a lot of health benefits to the slow breathing and alpha and theta brainwaves, but that's a talk for another day. So next slide. So when we're in our genius zone, again, we're just gonna do a real short exercise at the very end. We're gonna relax and we're gonna do some slow breathing. We're gonna quiet that analytical brain and move into alpha. We're gonna open our heart with love and gratitude. And if you hear that voice, that inner critic, just say, not now. I'm tuning into love. I'll deal with you later. And it's a victory because you recognized it and you moved forward. So you're just connecting to that beautiful present moment. And if there's something you want to create in your life, like how would it feel if you were living your life on purpose? Then feel the experience of the event ahead of the event, because how would you feel, right? You would feel joyful and free and hope and grateful. And so become it. Become that. Transform your vision into reality where all possibilities exist and you love that vision into life. So, how are we on time, Diane? Do we have 3 or 4 minutes?
Yes, we do.
Okay. All right. So, we're just going to do a very brief little meditation. We don't have very long, but it will give you a glimpse, okay, into what we do, and then at the end, I'll come back and give you just a tad more information. So, especially for people who have never meditated, or maybe you have meditated for a long time, but like, I can't get out of my body and my environment. So one trick that I kind of use is I envision my body as an ice cube, right? And if I drop it into the water, and I'm just floating there. And our bodies are made of mostly water, right? Over 90%. And so I envision myself just at the beach and walking into the ocean and floating in the ocean like that ice cube. And that ice cube is just gonna melt into the ocean. And we're one. Like, I am in that ocean, and it's an ocean of energy. And that ocean is also in me. So it's energy. The water is still, it was ice. It could be liquid water. It could be steam. But energy can change matter. And so I'm just going to melt into an ocean of energy and quiet my mind. So, and that when we can connect like that in the present with our breathing, that is where we can tap into our genius zone. And obviously this is just a short meditation today, but I hope it's going to give you a glimpse. So let me just bring up my music here. So just close your eyes. I'm going to take nice slow breaths. I'm going to do about 3 or 4 breaths, counting them down, and then after that, just relax into it and keep your breathing slow. To begin, breathe in through our nose, nice and slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, and bring your breath up to your heart area. And just hold it there. One more breath in, let that breath come up to your brain, to your sixth energy, to the pineal gland. And then let the breath slowly go out. I connect with you this time. In, 2, 4. In. And in. Heart expand. And again to the hand. Let go of any heart. In. Again. Breathing relaxed, that ice cube floating in the ocean. We're part of the whole. Your heart is so full. You're connecting to the energy of love. And it feels amazing. When you think back to a wonderful day in your childhood when you knew that you could be anything. Today you didn't have any limits, you didn't have any voices putting you down. You were just happy and free, and you could be anything. Following an astronaut, a fireman, business owner. Didn't know you could be anything, and you connect to that because you are that limited. There is no past. There is no Johnnie. You are part of the problem. How does that feel? I want you to hang on to this. Meditation in a minute. When you come back, I want you to hang on to that feeling. You open your eyes. I want you to go through the rest of your day. You tuned in to the nothing's going to trigger you. It's not more than a minute. No one is going to stand. You are going to walk through this day first. Ready? And just relax. And come back to us. So, how do you feel? And if you want to drop that in the chat, I would love to have your feedback. I hope it was just a small taste of what's possible. So when we're in our genius zone, that is where the magic happens. And it's where all possibilities exist, and freedom and love and purpose is waiting for you there. Okay, next slide. So explore the uncertainty and embrace the unknown, for that is your genius zone where all possibilities exist. Now, if you would like to take a deeper dive, I do teach a certified workshop that was developed by Dr. Joe called Change Your Mind, Create New Results. I'll be having both live events and Zoom workshops. Now, beyond that, for those of you who are going to be joining us in Costa Rica, we're going to be delving a little bit deeper into tapping into your genius zone. So I hope that you can join us, because what we did today was just a little taste. We're going to go a lot deeper. Next slide. Now, here is how to contact me, and let me go one more. Next slide. If you have the slide with the QR code up, Olga, then you can either click the link that you see there, or you can scan the QR code, and then you'll get my ebook that's called Meditation is the New Medication. And it talks a little bit about what we talked about today. It also has a lot of the scientific studies there that actually talk about how meditation practices, like the slow breathing, dropping into alpha brainwaves, achieving heart-brain coherence, can actually, it improves heart rate variability. We can actually upgrade our epigenetics. So we can upregulate our genes. We can improve immune function. There's so many studies. And my question, why wouldn't you do it? Like, it's not only amazing for your mindset, it is amazing for your body. So I hope you guys enjoyed today. And Just know that you are unlimited and there is nothing that you can't achieve. Just tune in with love and tune in to that generous present moment with unlimited possibilities, and your genius zone will get you what you need, what you want, who you are being. Because remember, it's believe, behave, become. Thank you so much, everyone.